Guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a new video of us trying to rebuild my FD RX-7. I bought the car 2 years ago. When I bought the car, it was in a really bad state as it was a barn find. If you haven't watched the FD RX-7 barn find build on our channel, be sure to watch that whole playlist. I'll even link it up here so you can have a look at that before you watch this. So when I bought it, I immediately changed all the oils out, gearbox oil, diff oils, engine oils, fuel filters and all that stuff. Now one thing I didn't do was change the belts, the coolant, the air filter. I haven't even looked at the air filter, guys. I just wanted to drive this thing. It was off the road for probably around 6 months until I got it running, and now I've just been driving it and enjoying it. Now let's look at a first look at the air filter, guys, and you're really not gonna like this. Hey Perry, come look at the air filter. Guys, here's Perry as well, working on his S13 while I'm working on the RX-7.
How's the car breathing?
Bad, eh?
That's terrible. Look at those little
Twigs?
bird's nest in it.
Oh no. Open the box up. Is that a cigarette butt? How that got in there? I don't know. One of the reasons why I actually bought this car, because it's very hard to find a standard FD. It is in a rough shape and we are going to get this fixed. I've got a lot of plans for this car in the future, but for now, let's do more of the servicing just to get it more reliable and running on the road. I also bought a couple of belts. We're going to be replacing the belts as well. Yep, they don't look too great. Definitely need to get them changed too. So I'll put you guys up on the time lapse and I'll just get all that done and then we'll change out the oils too and hopefully do that coolant flush as well. Let's go. By no means am I expert at this stuff. I have no idea anything about FDs, anything about rotaries in general. So everything that you can see here is all a learning curve for me as well. Looks like this shroud here actually directs all that air from the front straight into the intercooler, which uses the whole surface area. So the shroud from there to there, the intercooler from here to here. So that is pretty sick, especially for a car that was built in the early 90s. This makes this car 32 years old, guys. I think that's so cool. This air director thing here also directs air to the intercooler from there and to the air filter from there too. As you can see, here's the air filter and the intercooler from this shroud. That is really sick, guys. Closer look at the belts, and yes, they do look cooked. He loves it now, huh? Okay guys, now that second belt was a mission. As you can see here, I think the previous owner thought so too. God knows the last time this belt's been done. Alright guys, it's the next day. Filter arrived. This one looks much more sturdier and reinforced. It's got hard plastic on the sides, whereas this one doesn't. And this is really dirty. The car should breathe much better with this new one in there. So I'm just going to install that. It was a very hard filter to find. This is the interchangeable part number if anyone is looking for a standard air filter for a standard air filter box. Now we're going to go to the oil change. Before I drain the oil, I actually want to check the dipstick, and yes, it is a little bit low. Full line is here and the line's actually up to there. The car's still using the oil metering pump though, so it is going to use oil, so that doesn't really surprise me. I know I should be doing the oil change on rotaries a lot sooner than normal cars, but it's been 2 years since I've done the oil change on this car. Now, I'll be lucky if I've driven it 500 kilometers in the time of having the car. So let's drain the oil and see what we find. Oh, it's dirty, eh? Doesn't look too nice. Hopefully this oil change fixes it.
At least there's oil in it.
Well, that's right. Any oil is good oil, eh?
That's it.
Alright guys, we're still letting the oil drain the RX-7, but we've come to the back because I have to fix something. Now, I did take the disc off because the RX-7 does have one broken stud here, and I've got studs to make it work with the nut on there. And while we're doing this, we also have Perry here, and he's got this awesome tool that measures the offsets, wheel sizes, and sort of gives you a rough estimate.
It gives you like a rough estimate of if you're looking for wheels, you can get like a little thing like this. Where did I get this up? I think the name of it's just there.
There you go, you can see the website right there. And that's just a 3D printed thing. It's got multiple stud patterns on there, so it will fit on.
It's got all the different hub patterns here. You can see all the multiple holes and whatnot. But what it is, so right here we're setting it to, we want an 18-inch rim. So we undid the Allens there, put it to 18. At the top here, you can have a look there. You can see you can adjust your offset. So say we want to test a negative offset, we'll put it there, negative, we'll tighten it up, negative 20 there. What we're looking at, Andrew, what were you saying is common for the RX-7s?
What I want to look at is a plus 38 in the back, 18 by 9.5.
So right there, we'll go just below the 40 to give it plus 28.
38.
Oh, sorry, plus the 38. And then underneath here, you can adjust how big of the rim, wide the rim you want it. So we want what, 9.5?
Yeah, let's try 9.5.
So that there's 9.5. You can see it's between the 9 there and the 10 at the bottom. And then we'll lock it there. Now it probably isn't like a true exact measurement, but it gives you like a rough idea sort of. So what this is here, this little tab sticking up, that there is acting as the lip of the rim. So if you look at the stock rim here, this will act as that lip right there of the rim, the original rim, of the rim.
Beautiful. So the disc has to go on?
I think it's smarter to do it with the disc on, but...
No. Let's put the disc back on.
Put the disc back on just to make it as if the wheel is sitting on the... Here, wait, I'll put this on first. To make it as if the wheel is sitting on the disc, so we just gotta find our offset. Sorry, our stud pattern here. Turn the wheel.
Done.
And one thing that you gotta also think of as well, when the car's jacked up, you're gonna have the wheel off and you're gonna put this on. The wheel's gonna be, the suspension's gonna be drooped, so it's gonna sort of throw out where this is gonna sit, the rim's gonna sit. So we jacked up the suspension there a little bit, just to give it sort of that, how do you say it, where like the car's gonna sit.
Once it's sitting,
how the car's gonna sit once it's on the floor with the rim on. So as you can see here, if you might need like a little hose or a ruler or something. You can sort of just put it up against where it's gonna sit. And that lip right there is gonna sit right onto the lip there of the guard, because these guards are unrolled. So if you're gonna wanna run this, just by this tool, just to give you a rough estimate, it's either you're gonna have to run heaps of camber, or you're gonna have to roll these guards. But now looking at this, I reckon if you run a 9-inch instead of a 9.5, it's going to be a lot safer with the unrolled guards. But it's up to Andrew. What's he want to do?
See, it's pretty tough to find the perfect rims for an RX-7. A lot of people go with 18 by 9s or by 10s plus 22, which is not the right offset for FDs. It's not the right offset. That's more like of a GTR offset and more of a Nissan offset.
That's what I'm running on the MR2.
Yeah, that's not what I wanted. So this tool actually shows us a very good indication of where like the plus 35 to plus 38 range is, and I think I'm going to go with the 9-inch wide just to be safe, because I don't want to roll these guards. They're untouched. I don't want to leave them like that. So now let's go measure the front as well. I want to see what I can fit in the front too. Yeah, 18 by 9 plus 38 is going to be in the back. So
that there should be flush with the guard. I can't really give you a good like show, but like you can sort of tell there like that. And if you look at it from a better angle, you can see it even from here, that is tucked in the guard. So if you wanted it to be a bit safer, but actually I'm not sure about the inside. See, the only bad thing with this tool, this little measuring tool here, you can't see where the inside of the rim is going to be. Because you can go, the guards might fit like a 10-inch rim, but say you could even have stock suspension, stock shocks and springs, and it could hit, because I know the stock suspension sits a bit further out. So, and obviously these plastics and whatnot, you don't know what you're going to hit around when you turn the wheel, so it's really only for your guards. But other than that, this tool doesn't really measure like the inside diameter of what you're going to be doing. So take that into consideration as well. Don't go buying 10-inch rims or however big rims, and then you get them and you put them on the car and they're rubbing everywhere inside. So remember that as well.